Week with our dear friend and local hero, Ron Ellison, the president of American Title.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
A little tired, but I'm thrilled to be here.
Are your arms tired?
From flying?
From
Yeah.
Well, I thank you for being here. You guys finished out 2023 strong. Tell us a little bit about what the title world looked like.
Well, the title world, in my opinion, because I've been doing this a long time, we kind of got back to normal, I'm going to say, is so many people in the business, and you and I have talked about this, we're not used to manageable, normal.
Yeah. It was pretty hectic there for a minute.
It was hectic, and you know, Tracy and I were talking last night, and you know, a year ago, 18 months ago, people were going, "Oh my God, rates are going up. We're going to have foreclosures." No, I mean, again, things are manageable. Things are, in my opinion, back to normal. You know, there's no inventory.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to change.
Yeah.
You've been doing this so long, Ron. You've seen a lot of different uncertain financial times. Of course, the pandemic most recently, rates up and down.
Yeah.
Nothing lasts forever, correct?
It's a cycle.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I remember 16 and 17% interest.
Yeah. As the norm.
It was the norm,
quite a
and when
while.
rates got under 10%, we thought it was a great time.
Yes.
On the plane coming back, I watched The Big Short again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, how was it?
Same ending.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a stressful movie to watch.
Yeah, it is. But again, when you lived it,
Yeah.
and again, there was a little doom and gloom last year. No, nothing like that.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I like
good
to
to
think
hear.
part of that is because we learned our lesson in our industry, and even though things got a little out of whack, we saw much more cash to close, or cash at closing.
Cash
We
at
saw cash
closing.
purchases, people, you know, having 10, 20, 30% down. So
Right.
if there is an adjustment in the market, they're not underwater. One of the things I was hoping you could do today is educate our viewers on what does American Title do, because you guys do so much to promote our community and support it, but I don't know how many people really know how important your service is in the real estate world.
Yeah, what are all those papers you flip through that people
Well,
are...
that's the easy part of what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
that
the
is.
closing part of it is the easy part, and that's
Sure.
what everybody thinks. That's all we do.
As long as there's not a divorce.
Well, but that's also part of what we do. Is
Sure.
let's go back 35 years ago.
Okay.
Banks, savings and loans did their own closings.
Okay.
What a title company did is research. We took Jennifer's listing, we researched the property to show who owns it, what do they owe on it, is there a divorce, is there a probate. We go back and make sure the taxes are paid. We look for right-of-ways, easements. There's a lot of things we do. You know, there's always a question when you're out in the country, do I own my mineral rights or the oil and gas
Sure.
rights? So nobody knows what we really do behind the scenes, which is
Right.
the most important thing. Again, the paperwork that I do when people come in is the easy part of the
Right.
transaction.
That's when
Yeah.
the work's been completed
Right.
at that point.
You know,
yeah.
in the city we've got joint driveways
Yeah.
and things like that. So that's what we've always done, and I'm a title insurance geek. I love that old stuff. Doing closings again, it's fun, but that's not what we do.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
So
very interesting.
So your product, your service is such a niche that kind of services, you know, the banking and real estate community.
Right.
But your reach in the community is so broad. Why is that important to you, and why Jackson? Why Still?
Well, what's important is somebody told me a long time ago, you have to give back. And I will never forget that. Is that if you don't give back, because there are so many people, you know, for 40 years, you know, I have baseball tickets, and people go, "Oh my God, how do you get rid of your Tiger tickets?" I give them to a lot of fundraisers because there are people that love to go there, and you know, I do a lot of little things. It's not like I just pick one project,
Yeah.
but if you don't give back to the community, and this is a great community, you know that. You know, for quite a while I lived in Manchester. I grew up in Napoleon. But if you told me, and I've said this till the day I die, if I had to go and do what I do in Washtenaw County, different world.
Yeah.
Over here, you know, it's a community. You
For
know
sure.
everybody, and I love that. And again, you have to give back.
Yeah,
So-
and if you happen to get lucky enough to sit in those tiger seats, I suggest you bring a baseball mitt.
Yeah?
No, they put a
Oh,
screen
good
up.
to know.
Did they?
I hate that. I hate
They
that.
put the screen up.
For
man.
safety, they put a net up.
Oh,
Well,
man.
I'm pleased with the net because the last time I went, I almost caught a foul ball. But
Yeah.
no, you have to be on. You have to be alert. But those are great seats.
Thank
I love
you.
those
Oh,
seats.
nice.
I didn't know they
Keep
put
it
a
in
net
mind.
up.
They put a net up. Now the only thing now, when they come off the field, the third base, they'll toss the ball over the screen for
Okay.
kids because again,
Yeah.
little kids love it because
yeah.
you're right next to the dugout. So yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's a lot of fun, and like you said, I mean, something maybe so small as you go to so many Tiger games, but donating them to a fundraiser, raising
Yeah.
some money, and then you get an opportunity for folks to go to a game that probably haven't been before.
I've
Yeah.
already given over 10 games away for next year already. to
Nice.
fundraiser.
Oh,
Very
that's
nice.
amazing.
So yeah,
Very
So
cool.
what do you think 2024 is going to hold for us?
better.
I like that answer.
Because
Yeah.
I listen. When you come in or other top agents come in, I ask them, and I do the same thing with my lending customers. Everybody's predicting rates are going to come down. I don't think they're going to come down as quickly as everybody hopes.
Or as big
but,
of a margin?
But every little bit's going to help.
Right.
My lending customers that have been around for a long time, the first thing they can see is that's going to spur some refinances.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's going to be, I'm going to say little steps.
Okay.
It's January. First thing I did this morning, I went in my back room to see how many orders we've got, and my title examiners have work to do.
Nice.
I counted my closings. It's January.
Yep.
January and February in my world are kind of slow times.
Yep.
And they're going to pick up, but I think it's going to be a better market.
Good.
You're going to see more inventory. Still not enough
Yeah.
of what people need,
Right.
but
But
better.
I think what you said about it being normal, there's going to be a balance
It's a balance.
that we haven't seen in a long time. And that reminds me, I forgot to get Sandy her calendar. So do not let me forget that today
You
before
were
she gets back.
mentioning Washtenaw County, and
Uh-huh.
anyone who's been in Ann Arbor, or every time you're in Ann Arbor, there's a new 20-story high-rise. I mean, you talk about the cost of living here in Jackson,
Right.
and we can still boast that, can't we?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody wants to complain about taxes or whatever, go somewhere else. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
and again, you see it. As long as I've been in the business, Jackson's affordable.
Yeah.
And nothing has changed.
Yeah.
It's still, why do we have all these other people that want to work in Lansing, East Lansing, Battle Creek, Ann Arbor? They want to live here.
Yeah.
And it's not just the cost of living. Look at what we have to offer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the museum, look at the parks, look at the lakes. You know
Yeah.
that better than I do. It's a quality of life, and
Yeah.
it's a little more laid back. So
Any truth to the rumor you might run for public office?
that would never
Just
happen.
kidding.
That wouldn't.
I was like, I have not
I'm
heard
just
this
kidding.
rumor.
I'm just kidding.
Oh goodness, no.
I'm
You
just
should,
kidding.
though.
No,
No.
no.
But thank you. We appreciate everything you do.
Yeah,
And thanks so
thank
much
you.
for being here today.
I enjoy
Thank you,
it.
Ron.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Ron Ellison, president of American Title here in downtown Jackson. More of the show right after this quick break.